Hello, classmates. This is our final week. I'm sure we're all glad. I just wrote a little script because I didn't think I would be able to remember. So my eyes may dart around. I apologize. My field experience, I would say, has been one that I have learned a lot from so far. I've worked with a similar population in the past, but not in the capacity of a clinician. The facility is an all male MTAR unit, which means that they receive methadone treatment, and the age ranges from young adult to senior. And on my caseload, my youngest resident and client is 24 years old, and my oldest resident and client is 66 years old. But if you ask him, he says he's 65. Okay. They're using methadone to treat their heroin, cocaine, and other illegal substance addictions. Um, they're, as I said, they range from young adult to senior. And what has happened is it has emphasized the importance basically of flexibility while engaging with each individual separately because they are all different and different ages and have each reacted differently to meeting with me. Some are more open to it than others, and it might not be what the initial assumption would be of who would be open versus who would not be open. That's been interesting. I also learned how to approach the questions on a psychosocial without losing that connection to the client. Also, because of their age ranges, I do have to say that the dual language ability that I have was able to help in the collaboration process and trying to establish a good working relationship, at least from the very beginning. Many of my clients who do speak Spanish prefer to speak Spanish to me, or at least have the ability to jump back and forth, which is pretty customary for the culture to be able to jump back and forth from English to Spanish. So that has facilitated that. Um, it's also having that different range has allowed me to practice utilizing my skills and techniques interchangeably for the same reasons as I said. It really has emphasized that combining or utilizing different approaches based on where the client is at can be really beneficial. And you may have to do that in order to get to a place where you and the client are actually collaborating and working with each other. Now, concerning the neighborhood of the field placement, it is a low income urban neighborhood. The area has a very high crime rate, as well as a significant number of community based organizations that provide housing and methadone treatment as well. The community is mainly Hispanic and Black, and as well as recently arrived immigrants. Nonetheless, the area is known as a food desert, even though culturally it's rich in culture. Um, they're really a food desert. Let me first explain that. A food desert is a location usually within an urban or low income setting that does not supply or offer adequate healthy food options for those in the community. Um, so, what happens is there are higher rates of medical ailments related to obesity and being overweight. The neighborhood's socioeconomic status is below the poverty level, and many of the residents are receiving public assistance and other government subsidies in order to just get by. And if I'm comparing the Heights neighborhood with the neighborhood of my field placement site, it seems to be a mixture of Adamsville and Walston communities. The neighborhood was established many years ago and has gone through numerous changes since I was born in the 70s. I recall it personally. So at this point in 2020, um, some might say it's at a high point, at least visually. But when I remember that area, it didn't look the way it looks now, but there's still a very high crime rate happening. So the looks can be a little deceiving. But the one constant that I would recall is that it has always been low socioeconomic status, high drug use, and crime rate, at least since I can remember, and I was born in the late 70s. Oh, well. Now, if I consider what is similar in the area and dissimilar, what's the need? I'm sorry for the shifting camera. It would be support groups like the Adamsville Family Resource Center. Those types of centers are available in the community. Um, as in Walston, there is really none or limited access to community centers, such as the Walston Community Center that provides fitness related classes, hence the mention of the high obesity rate and lack of healthy food options. And this area does have in common with all of them access to basically a county hospital and a police department. So again, thank you all for a semester and for informing me of your field placement sites. I've enjoyed listening to them, and enjoy your break.